This channel is powered by Dubby Energy. Don't forget to use code SeaMonkeyDude at checkout to save 10% off your entire purchase.
I'm a sea monkey man, Trip G and D-U-D-E.
Hey everyone, it's John the Sea Monkey Dude here. Hope you're having a great day. Wanted to do something a little bit, I guess not different, just something we haven't done in a while. Let's do an unboxing. Yeah, I got something here. Did you see what it was? All right. Well, we're going to talk about the Super Sleuth set. I've gotten some messages over the past couple months saying, hey, you haven't done any unboxing videos recently. Can you do more of them? Let me tell you why I haven't done them. I've got most of everything already. Yeah. There's not a whole lot of Sea Monkey stuff that I don't have or haven't had and done unboxings with already. There's some super old rare stuff that I don't have that I would love to get my hands on, but it just doesn't pop up, or if it does, it's a ton of money, and yeah, I don't have that. So that's really why. It's not that I don't like doing unboxing videos. It's just that we've done a whole bunch already. If you like them, go look at all the old ones, please. And as I get new stuff, I will do more videos, assuming I can get some of the other stuff, new or old product. This is a 20-year-old product. This is the Amazing Live Sea Monkeys Super Sleuth set. This was available online on an online retailer recently, and I snagged it basically so I can make this video for you guys. Let's take a look at the packaging. We've got right over here, I love this little drawing of the sea monkey. He's got the little pencil thin mustache and a trench coat. He looks like a spy or something. I guess like a sleuth, like a detective. I don't know. I think he looks like a spy. And he's got the female sea monkey checking him out there. Pretty funny. Then we got this dude up here who looks like a spy or a detective sneaking around. Yeah, I've never had this kit before, so glad to have it. We'll take a look at what's in here. We'll take a look at the packaging before I'm not going to destroy it, but before I open it up, I know we got packaging fans out there. Let's look at the back. I actually like this. You got big drawings, you know, of what's in there. We can tell that we've got our Ocean Zoo aquarium. We've got, we've known this as a submarine searchlight, you know, in other kits. What do they call it here? Super Sleuth searchlight, which is basically the exact same thing, but instead of being yellow, it's like that whitish glow-in-the-dark type plastic, right? We've got our packets. Looks like we got an aqua leash and a spoon. We've got a magnifier. We've seen those in some of the other kits. It comes in some of the executive sets. Sometimes it has gold writing right here. This one looks like it's blue. And it looks like we got some paperwork. Pretty normal stuff. If you look in the tank, though, it looks like there's a little figure in there. That's the cool thing with this. You don't see that figure a whole lot elsewhere. Oh, I did see something on the packaging that I thought was cool. Let me zoom in. All right, see that little white box down there? Can you guys read that? If you want, pause the video for a second and read it. 3, 2, 1, pause. Okay, now hopefully you're back. Maybe you read that. Did you notice what I did? They tell you that there's 75 eggs in packet number 2. That's pretty interesting. I've definitely seen similar messaging before where they call out the number of eggs. The number 70 is stuck in my head for some reason. Maybe it was 70 in some of the other literature. Maybe I'm remembering incorrectly and it was something else that said 75. I'm not positive, and I don't remember where I read that, but I've definitely seen something very similar before. What they don't say there is that there's eggs in packet number 1 and in packet number 3, the food. Yeah, it's sort of funny. But yeah, according to this, packet number 2 contains 75 sea monkey eggs and a whole bunch of salt. They don't mention that either. And some dye, right? But yeah, I thought that was interesting that they called out the number of eggs. So, all right, let's open this thing up. That's what you guys want to see, right? This has never been opened. There was a little piece of tape sealing it. I cut that with scissors off camera because I didn't think you needed to see that. All right. It's sort of stuck in here. It's coming. Man, it's in there really tight. That's what she said. All right. Let's get rid of this. All right, we got our cardboard box with the background. Paperwork fell out. We'll look at that in a second. Let's look at the paperwork now. Let's see what we've got. Okay. We've got a Sea Monkey handbook. This is not the one that I had growing up. I had the long yellow one. It's Fun to Raise Pet Sea Monkeys, I think is what it was called. You guys know what I'm talking about, that really long yellow book, which is awesome. I do have this already too. I've gotten it in other sets. Perfect Procedures for Perfect Pets. Nice book. You can see it's in English, Spanish, and French. So this was made for multiple markets. You may have noticed that there was English, Spanish, and French writing on the box too. But great little book. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. Maybe we'll do that in another video. We did that with the yellow book. It was a long video. I read the whole dang thing. Go back and look at it if you want. But, all the tips and tricks, all the information you need, to raise your sea monkeys in here. Cool. We got another piece of paper in here as well, where we've got like the history of sea monkeys, their origin. We've got the guarantee on here. We got a $1 bonus coupon. So if you order some stuff, you can save $1. At least if you did 20 years ago. This thing is from 2005. So, and then the inside, we've got the parts and supplies list. Man, I wish this stuff was still there. Some of it is, but not all of it. And I wish these prices were still accurate. We've got packets for $1 to $2 each. Oh, some of them are $3. Yeah. Not $6.50 like today. We've got ocean zoos. We've got covers. We've got projector screens. Those were available up until about, 2 or 3 years ago. I bought a couple from SeaMonkeys.com. Banana treat. Yeah, I missed that. That was available up until recently too. Well, when I say recently, within the past couple years. Same with Grow Quickly. We got that in here. Lots of the cool older products. You've got a form to fill out, the mail in. But look at this. They're actually advertising the website right there too. It says, for mail order, please fill out these forms. To order online, visit SeaMonkeys.com. You could buy Sea Monkeys on their website 20 years ago. I did not know that. 20 years ago was sort of my between time, when I was not into Sea Monkeys. Had them as a kid and then got back into them in 2020. So this is 15 years before that. Pretty cool. They've got an advertisement at the bottom where you can get your diploma. I've got 2 diplomas from the Crustacean College. Yeah, did you know that? Yeah, they still sell those. You can get those from the website still. So pretty cool. All right, this is awesome. Let's see what else we got, though. All right, this stuff, it's like a blister pack. There's plastic holding everything in place, which I guess is good. So let's open it up. That means we're not going to have everything looking neat and pretty. Sorry, packaging leathers. All right, pulling the tape off of this. This is like... reminds me of a shirt box that you'd wrap something in, for Christmas, that sort of thing. All right. Now, we've got a really cool background. That is printed right on the box here. It's not a separate sheet or anything. That is printed right on here. And then everything is held in place, with this plastic, and then it's glued on. A lot of toys from the 90s, especially I'm thinking Pez dispensers, I collect those. When it's got this sort of packaging, that glue just goes to hell and doesn't work anymore, at this point, and it's all falling off. Whatever glue they use here is pretty good. I mean, it's on there. I'm opening it, and it's peeling off just fine, but it held. They used some good glue. Not too good where it's difficult, but they used the right glue. Let's put it that way. All right, this is pulling right off. All right, we don't need that anymore. Trash. We got all our stuff. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is interesting. I'll show you what I'm referring to in a second here. pulling all this stuff off. Okay. Even these packets are glued to the background there. Spoon. Okay. Here's our packaging. You can see where that plastic was glued on. That ripped. Okay, this part right here, where we've got our little super sleuth and woman sea monkey there, they are... It's glued on, and it's like a little piece of cardboard. It's interesting. Take a look. I think it's sort of cool. It reminds me of a Pog. You guys remember Pogs from like the 90s? Well, they're back too. That's another thing I'm into. It's a little bit bigger, but it's cardboard. And I don't know why this is a separate piece. I guess to make the packaging have a 3D effect or something. Didn't work that well because I didn't notice it until I opened it. But interesting. I'll keep this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but yeah, we'll keep that. All right, let's see what we got. We'll go sort of quickly here. We've got packet number 1. You guys know what that is, the water purifier. There's actually eggs in there too, even though the box didn't tell us that. All right, we got packet number 2, the instant live eggs. Supposedly there's 75 sea monkey eggs in there. I don't know how they count that exact number. I'm sure that's an estimate, but yeah, interesting. And we've got packet number 3. All right, packet number 3 is the growth food. Now, this is what I mentioned earlier. These were glued to that backdrop. So you can take a look. There's actually some of that cardboard backdrop that's still glued onto the packet. I don't really like that. And I got sticky stuff back here. But that's okay. These eggs are probably no longer viable. They're old. Food's probably fine, though. It doesn't sound like it's wet or anything in there. Can you hear that? It's powder still. That's good. I'll probably use that food. I've used food that's older than me. Can you believe that? I'm 42, right? And I've used sea monkey food that came out in like the 70s. You know, it's crazy. Todd sent me some a few years ago, and basically whenever I ran out of the new food, I would dig into the Todd supply because I was like, I don't know if this stuff is still good or not. It seems like it was, but to me, the fresh food is probably better. I don't know. It seems like it would be, but they ate all of it. So whenever I ran out of new food, I could dig into the Todd supply that he sent me a whole bunch of old sea monkey food, fed it to them, and they ate it up, and they lived, and they're fine, you know? So pretty neat. All right, we got our packets. Okay, I mentioned the magnifier. I'm pretty sure this is bigger than some of the other ones that are out there. This one's pretty cool, though. It's got the blue lettering down here. Whoops. Maybe I should turn it around so you can see it and it's not backwards for you. The amazing live sea monkeys. Pretty neat. You can look through it, magnify your pets, because they're pretty tiny when they're born, right? So this is definitely helpful. Yeah. All right. And then we've got the amazing live sea monkeys super sleuth searchlight. Does not come with batteries. I'll have to put some batteries in here. On the back, it says Exploratoy, Carson, California, USA, made in China. Right there. This is very similar to that submarine searchlight. Looks like it's made with the same molds, just a different color plastic, and the print's a little bit different on there. But it's got a light bulb. It's not an LED. This is old school light bulbs. It's bright. It's fine. But because it's not as energy efficient, the batteries die, in here pretty quick. This isn't something where you leave it on all day, This is, hey, I'm going to look at my sea monkeys for 30 seconds. Let's turn this on so I can see them easier. Now, what's cool is here we've got our Ocean Zoo tank. This will fit right into the lid, right? So you can put this right in here. Pretty neat. And then turn that. You can see there's a hole cut out, so it'll shine right down into your tank. Pretty cool. Now, obviously, it pops out of here too. So if you want to take your tank and do this and point it in different directions, you can. Now, this Super Sleuth tank, you can see it looks like a pretty traditional Ocean Zoo. It's blue. Obviously, the lid's a little bit different. It's got that cutout for the light. And one thing I'm noticing at the bottom here, we don't have craters. Most Ocean Zoos have the little craters, molded into the plastic at the bottom. We don't have that. But we've got this little sea monkey figurine. Now, I knew this figurine came with this tank. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to buy this, because I don't have this guy. Not in this color, at least. There's orange ones that are out there that are like pencil toppers that are very similar to this. I've got a couple of those, or maybe just one. I think I had 2 and sold one. I didn't realize this guy was going to be glued in here. He is glued in there. He is not coming out. I'm sure I could probably, break the glue. I'm not going to do that. I'd be scared of breaking the plastic. You can see there's a lot of glue residue. There you go. In there. It's not done very neat. It looks like they used a lot of glue. They wanted to make sure he was stuck in there, which he is. Yeah, he's been stuck in there for 20 years plus, probably. So, pretty cool. That glue residue is sort of ugly, but that's all right. If you have sea monkeys growing in here, soon you're going to have gunk at the bottom and algae and all that, and you're not going to even see it. You're not going to see it at all. So, but you're going to have this guy in there, and I'll bet he will grow some gnarly looking algae on him. You guys know those sea monkey action figures, the ones that look like the Joe Orlando drawings that came out 20, 25 years ago, probably around the turn of the century. I've got a set of those. There's the mom, the dad, the daughter, and son. And I've put them in my big aquarium. You've probably seen that. If not, go back and look at some of my older videos. And they grew algae all over them, and they look cool. They look like something out of a post-apocalyptic world that was underwater. It's pretty neat, or something out of a horror movie. They looked really cool. And I anticipate that would probably happen with this guy too. And this guy, I'm pretty sure, glows in the dark. It's sort of light in here. I don't know if we're going to be able to make him glow because it's daytime. I got light coming in the windows. Let's turn off the lights in this room, though, and see if we can tell that he's glowing. This may or may not work. Well, I feel like I can tell a little bit here, and we're going to move the camera a little bit. I can see a little bit, but even my phone is making light. The screen is pointed at me, and that's creating light, so that's not working too well. But I can tell that it glows. We'll do a follow-up video later when it's actually dark out. See, I'm making you watch more videos of mine. Yeah, smart, right? Okay, we'll do a follow-up video with this thing glowing while it's actually darker in this room, so that way you guys can see it. I'm going to turn the lights back on. There we go. All right. Well, that's it. We'll probably set this up. We'll probably raise some sea monkeys in here. We'll definitely show you how it looks in the dark, glowing. I think that'll be really cool. So again, this is the Amazing Live Sea Monkeys Super Sleuth set. I'm happy to have this in my collection now. Something I haven't had until a couple weeks ago when this came in the mail, and just opened it today. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that jazz. Check me out on all the other social platforms. Don't forget you can go to SeaMonkeyDude.com. It's my website. Or if you want to get some cool Sea Monkey Dude merch for yourself or for holiday gifts, go to SeaMonkeyDudemerch.com. Get yourself a doormat, get yourself a t-shirt or a hat or a coffee mug. They're pretty cool, and that's a great way to support this channel. So that way I can afford to buy stuff like this and show it off to you guys. This stuff's not free. I wish it was. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
I'm a sea monkey man, Trick G and D-U-D-E.